I'm gonna tell you a story. The first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle. Welcome to the cult. Tried to do it a little bit fast this time. So, start out. Oh, wrong month. Gotta back up one. To July, 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 July. Ooh, no babies. All right, so July moon, loss and new beginnings. The buck moon often refers to the growth of antlers on the deer. The this year, we'll skip that. Often that new growth happens because of the prior lost antlers or otherwise. What was something that was you took pride and pleasure in has disappeared from your life. Examine those moments of loss, anticipated or not, that did not allow for new growth. Did you have to relocate suddenly, or did you graduate from school and now you need to seek out a new world for yourself? Yeah, I was doing the unemployment, looking for a thing, looking for a new job back in like July last year. Actually, no, by then I started a new day job, but that was when I was still like collecting because you know because of little devs in Circle K. Anyway, so as I was saying, did you work with a volunteer organization that fulfilled its purposes and then dissolved? Did a friendship end that grieved to turn out to be something holding you back from cultivating your authenticity? Loss does not always come from new growth, but in these cases where it did, how have you seen it reflected in your life? Acknowledge that loss and how it changed your sense of self. Once again, solid moon advice from Diana Rashkow or Rashchow, one of the two. Alrighty. All right, August moon, determination. The first full moon of August. Name for the ease of catching fish. All right, it's once again. This book is lovely in that it covers what the day that the full moon on various months falls in. But since this is for last year, I've been skipping over it. That's why I kind of like just sort of like dropped something in the beginning there because I did drop it. Last year, the full moon in August fell on Tuesday, day of Mars. Name of the ease of catching fish in the Great Lakes, the surgeon moon speaks to the motivations, our goals, and feelings that lead us to these ambitions. These speaks to a day of pursuing our needs and desires with determination. Examine your goals or why you chose not to set them. Look at the emotion behind each goal or behind dropping them. What emotion or group of emotions led you down this path? The self-examination may try to up comfortable emotions, inadequacy, lust, fear, guilt, and shame often hide in our depths. Take time to hear each one and answer it. Does that feeling belong there? If it doesn't, how did it get there? Converse with the emotion, hear it, answer it, and allow it to breathe and let go. The result of this may change your goals. You may also tweak the ones you have, because change occurs when you understand why you had them. That's a that's a good one. That one's right there. And now I feel like I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a little the Lamb's Worth set. Visiting hours are 9 to 5, and if I show up at 6:10, well, I already know that you'll find some way to slip me in. I know by the empty bottle with the holes along the bottom. You know it's too much to ask for, and I am not the doctor. Oh, I feel like wherever I have it. I feel like the doctor would really appreciate my tuning fork. I named it Enlil. If you're familiar with the Ultimate series, specifically Ultima 2, that's where I got that name from because I think it's pretty baller. All right, so ooh, only 4 minutes. Dang. All right, I'm gonna talk about Tulpa. Let's talk. Let's have a Tulpas talk about Tulpa. So like, if any other Tulpas, I guess they call themselves Tulpamancers nowadays. I still I'm gonna stand by calling them Tulpas, but like I guess Tulpamancer is like the word on the word. It's the word in Wikipedia. So the word in Wikipedia is Tulpist. Other things it references, by the way. DID. Tulpa are not the same as DID. Schizophrenia. Um, I need to talk to like I actually know some schizophrenics. Um, and I'll talk to them, but like that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. 'Cause the thing about schizophrenia is it tends to have, well, from what I understand, a very set pattern, like a very set pattern for each individual schizophrenic, and like that part of that determines like how it also has to determine with a very specific part of your brain that has to have specific things going on in it. Like like everyone has this part of the brain, but like very specific region has to be like active in a very specific way that interferes with the understanding of like the samyoga sattva, like the consensual reality. So that's essentially what they deal with. Like those are the other things that are listed. Things that were also listed under that were fascinating. Um, included uh uh Abaoku, which is basically like about a Sula Sattva, a subtle entity that exists in by the Tower of Victory in China, like someplace in China. I forget the name of this town, but it's a basically an ephemeral being that will like walk with you as you climb the Tower of Victory to in theory reach Nirvana when you reach the top, and it's only ever actually fully materialized once. And the other thing that's referenced in the see also bottom of the Wikipedia article on Tulpa is the circular ruins, which is just like this. I really want to go track it down and read it now because it sounds fascinating. It's about a dreamer who decides to dream a jhana or a dream of a human being into life, and I'm like, that's audacious, bold. Sounds like something a sorcerer that is potentially bordering on hubris is doing something. Like potentially, yeah. Because like just creating life and just sort of like inserting a whole life in there, like that isn't like making the depot, which is sort of like an homage to something that's already here. That's like making a whole new sattva, just like making a sattva, just like making it, but not like having a baby. You see what I'm saying? Um, so it's like actually kind of morally ambiguous, but it also is presented as something that like morally ambiguous as it might seem to society is like a beautiful and holy thing. It's like being participated in with the local god. And oh, little Debs still trying to be stupid. Anyway, so basically like the end of the story comes up and the dreamer who like like succeeds in dreaming this man into being, like effectively raises him, teaches him, like does this ritual to make him forget that he was created as opposed to was just like born as a normal person. Like whole deal, whole deal. Like sarva beat, like the whole situation. But like then then he finds out at the end that like he was actually dreamed into existence himself. Like and he is himself only a dream. And that's sort of like the I guess the existential crisis of the book's like what? What? But if I what happens now for me? And that's the story of the Circular Ruin. A lot like the Merca, in my opinion. Dude from the Circular Ruin is like a lot like the Merca to me. And you know, I think at some point, like I think actually the Merca really is a tulpa that like I just found one day when I was like doing the Hinimaga, um, the Aaron pathway. And all right, so I would have to ask any tulpamancer or tulpist, whatever term you prefer to use, I'm gonna probably go on like adventure. I joined the Adventure Woo Woo Discord server, and I might ask them if they've ever heard of this place. It's like essentially it's like a Sula Loca, like a subtle world that's all essentially Tula Pacha. Like it's all angel feathers, really, but they're like people. It's it's bizarre and honestly a little bit hilarious. And like the ones I've talked to have been like, nah, nah, Zakuna. No, other people know about us. Like we're a thing. I'm like, really? How many? You really don't know, do you? Not a freaking clue. This is me having a conversation with one of the Pacha, right? Yeah, I'm Savannah Pacha. I'm a golden feather. What's up, SP? How you doing? How's IP doing? Hey, what up? I'm Regetta Pacha. I'm a silver feather. I'm a little bit more mellow than my girlfriend there. Anyway, so if any of you like, I'm not even joking. You know what? Like, you know what sold me on this? You know, I'll tell y'all. I'll tell you. I'll tell my viewers this. This is what sold me on this. Jerry Springer Pacha. And you may be going, what? It's like Jerry Springer, but he's a Pacha. I'm guessing he's like I'm guessing at his age he's probably a Regetta Pacha. Although he might have the presence. He might be a Savannah Pacha. But like Pacha Trump, I can easily see like Pacha Trump, like a Pacha, like a feather, wearing a suit with his tie. Say, I can easily see Pacha Trump. And if I could like, and I can't even begin to say how easily I see next time on Jerry Pacha Springer or Jerry Springer Pacha. All right, I'm done. This is Oracle, gonna sing myself out, try to be a. Oh yeah, actually, so I mentioned a couple times before my ex in Haverhill. Um, I like raised her kid with her for a while, and she told me something that like essentially I am a Zakuna Pacha or a Pacha Zakuna, which means I'm a feather oracle, which means essentially like when I was doing my class and I ended up getting my initiation to be a Buddhist monk. Um, it started out as a essentially learning the my Azasampadati blessing mantra and doing energistic healings with my hands, but not like direct contact like Reiki, but sort of like basically putting your hands on the edge of their aura and like making contact with the aura with your hands after setting your hands have a very specific like charge to basically like pull negative energy out of their body. Like essentially it's like you're drawing probably Viva Sega poison force out is my best guess. Because most things that are hurting you at least have a little bit of poison force in you. So like that's just my guess. But like that's the general gist of the class I was taking when I like and the point of this is I ended up briefly seeing it's one of the only times I've really seen something. I almost never see stuff. Like I almost never see stuff. But I saw on the back of one of the people who was in the class with me broken wings. Like something like traumatized her and gave her some like did some trauma beige box house or something like that. Trauma gave her some broken wings, which is sad. It was really sad. But she was getting better, honestly. And like, it did her a lot of good actually. For like, I asked her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, like okay." And like the guy who was running the class, he was like, "Oh, you're one of the people who sees wings." I was like, "This is a thing, okay, okay." I'm guessing that my ex basically said, "Oh, you're one of those people who like finds feathers and like basically can interpret omens from it." I was like, "Oh, that's handy to know." And she didn't exactly put it in those terms, but she basically said like every time you see a feather, you'll know like how it affects your path or something like that. So anyway, and essentially my belief is that what makes me a pacchagrha. I feel like all the pacha that just like hopped on board because I mentioned pacchagrha. Oh yeah, feather home. It's like I don't know. It's like one of the spheres outside of Svarga. Like it's an idealized world where like people are all pacha because they're the most like angelic versions of themselves, I guess. Which would mean there'd have to be like a pacha version basically everyone. Anyway, this is Oracle gonna sing myself out. I guess I got a lot of pacha all the way south, especially if I do my way of the curse in my curse like it's my era of the shadow dark flame. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Of the dark feather way of the giant pacha, shadow feather, but also curse Nagas pacha, of the dark flame pacha, so to speak, oh, the dark flame feathers of shadow phoenix may. I'll talk to you later, out there. Hope you enjoy all the pacha out there.